fallout from the scandal. We'll have that part of the story in just a moment. But first, we're hearing directly from Dolores Huerta tonight. NBC4's Robert Kovacic is here with that for us. Robert.
Carolyn speaking tonight to NPR's Latino USA. She explained the fight for farm workers to have bathrooms, drinking water, rest periods, to be treated, in her words, as decent human beings. To achieve those goals, Dolores Huerta needed to be a leader, not a victim. The choice she revealed tonight that comes with one regret. She would not be the only victim. The woman who co-founded the United Farm Workers Union with Cesar Chavez says he sexually assaulted her twice.
In both cases, I felt like I was kind of trapped, you might say, and I was not expecting those incidents to happen. I felt I was alone.
Dolores Huerta, reflecting at the age of 95, that she never told anyone and never confronted Chavez directly.
I never did, and I guess that's the one thing that I'm sorry about, because God knows, had I done that, maybe in some way it would have prevented other women and girls, who knows.
The alleged rapes resulted in secret pregnancies.
Well, I guess I'm very fortunate that I did not get very big when I had my pregnancies, and I was pretty much able to hide them. They were raised, by family members, and so they were not given up. And to this day, I have very, very strong and proud relationships of the two daughters that came from these incidents with Cesar.
For more than 6 decades, she stayed silent.
It was my personal pain. It was my personal problem. I didn't want to disclose this to anybody because I just didn't want to hurt the work that we were doing for farm workers.
Chavez, together with Huerta, led a movement widely credited with transforming farm labor in the United States.
It is a pleading for social change, for social justice.
Now we know that he had this dark side, but at the same time, we do know that there were many, many people who were helped. You have to look at to see of all of the things that we accomplished for farm workers. We're talking about millions of farm workers.
And that is why, until now, Dolores Huerta made a decision to say nothing.
I do believe that would have been the end of the movement pretty much at the very, very beginning. And we're going to get through this, I think, not only myself personally, but all of us in our movement.
The movement will get through this, she explained, because, and I'm quoting here, we are a resilient people. Dolores Huerta was asked about her famous quote, "Every moment is an organizing opportunity, every minute a chance to change the world." Huerta says this is the moment to address and to stop physical and sexual attacks on women, men, and children. I'm Robert Kovacic. Carolyn?
Robert, thank you. And our team coverage continues now with Macy Jenkins live from San Fernando, where a Cesar Chavez statue was quickly removed after tonight's vote by the city council. Macy.
Hi, Carolyn. The Chavez statue has stood here on Truman and Wolfskill streets for more than 2 decades. Well, today, the city council voted to remove it, and just minutes later, it was taken down.
The city of San Fernando moving swiftly Thursday afternoon, removing this statue of Cesar Chavez from the memorial park bearing his name, just minutes after the council voted to take it down.
Well, it's one of the saddest days of my life.
But it was council member Patty Lopez who called for the motion at today's emergency meeting, scheduled after allegations of sexual abuse against Chavez came to light earlier this week.
It's a strong message to the presidents and to any elected official who think they have the power to do whatever they want to do. Well, we're going to make them accountable.
95-year-old labor activist Dolores Huerta alleging on Wednesday Chavez raped her twice, resulting in 2 children she gave up for adoption. She worked closely with Chavez for decades, co-founding what's now the United Farm Workers Union in 1962. Lopez heartbroken over the cloud that now hangs over their legacy.
But I mean, it's really disappointing to hear her, her abused and had to give that 2 kids away from her. You know, like a mom, I have 4 girls and 8 grandkids. And I cannot imagine, you know.
The park also features a mural depicting Chavez in various stages of his life. The city now planning to ask the artist to remove his likeness, but preserve the renderings of farm workers. Ricardo Benitez lives nearby and says he thinks the city's decision to remove the statue was too rushed. He says he remains grateful for Chavez's contribution to the farm workers movement.
His legacy is going to be there forever. I don't think so this is going to change just because these people remove this.
San Fernando Mayor Joel Fajardo proud of the city's decisive and quick actions.
Whether it's been the news surrounding Bill Cosby or Weinstein or Epstein and others, is that we have to stand by survivors. We have to show that we are there for the healing process, and we have to show that we're committed to making structural changes in our society for future generations to come.
Now, Lopez says the council has plans to rename the park and will continue to honor the history of farm workers in the state of California. Reporting live in San Fernando tonight, Macy Jenkins, NBC4 News.
And also today, LA Mayor Karen Bass signed a proclamation changing Cesar Chavez Day, which is March 31st, to Farm Workers Day. And at the county level, Supervisor Hilda Solis says she will introduce a motion to explore renaming the county holiday as well. We're seeing murals like this one in Watts painted over. We have an entire list of murals, schools, and other buildings named after Cesar Chavez, along with the plans for them now. You'll find that on our website, NBCLA.com. All right, let's head outside right now where it is a very comfortable 68 degrees in Long Beach. But our record heat will continue into tomorrow. Meteorologist David Bigger is here with a quick look at the first alert forecast. David.
And Carolyn, it's comfortable in Long Beach, as you mentioned, 68. But look at some of our inland spots. Still in the mid to upper 70s right now, with 78 degrees in Van Nuys as well as Ontario, 76 in Riverside, 76 in San Bernardino, and downtown LA currently 70 degrees. We broke several records across the region yet again. And some of these records, such as Woodland Hills, which got to 102 today, set the all-time hottest March temperature for that city. But you'll probably remember I said that for Woodland Hills just a few days ago. So we're breaking records that we just broke a few days ago. That's just how weird this heat wave has been. For Van Nuys, also set a record high for today, 99 degrees. That's also a record for the month of March. Santa Ana, Lancaster, Palmdale, Idlewild all broke records for today. Lancaster and Idlewild set their hottest March day ever today. And we also have Oxnard and Big Bear breaking records earlier today. A lot of these were from 1997. So as we go into tomorrow, this is the final day of the heat alerts across the region. Still looking at a moderate to high risk of heat-related illnesses. We will have the warm overnight ahead of us tonight into early tomorrow. But there are a few changes coming our way. I've got details on that coming up in a few minutes. Back to you.
All right. It has now been almost 3 years since the murder of an Altadena man. Today, the LA County Sheriff's Department shared images from the night of the crime. It's footage that his family and detectives hope will crack the case. NBC4's Darsha Phillips joins us now with more of those images. Darsha.
Yeah, Carolyn, these images have been out there. They are of the 4 suspects, one who is wearing a very distinct sweatshirt. There's also a description of the vehicle they possibly fled in on the night of the murder. But nearly 3 years later, we still have no new leads.
If you know anything at all, we ask that you please come forward and help bring justice.
A father's desperate plea for information that will help bring his son's killers to justice.
It has been devastating to our family. We have suffered. We think about this daily.
27-year-old Daniel Ursetti was killed nearly 3 years ago while he slept next to his girlfriend at his home on West Owen Court in Altadena.
They awoke to find 4 males standing in his bedroom. One of the male suspects made demands of Daniel to show him the stuff and threatened to shoot him. Before Daniel could react, the male suspect shot at him as he laid in bed.
Investigators later found this video from a nearby doorbell camera. Images, they say, of the 4 suspects before the murder was committed. One of them was wearing a very distinct sweatshirt.
The hooded sweatshirt shown in the bulletin is similar to the one worn by suspect 4 during the incident.
Investigators believe the 4 men were associates of Daniel. Daniel ran an online business selling psilocybin mushrooms, a potent hallucinogen.
That, along with possibly money, is something that's suspected that the individual may have been looking for inside the residence.
The men, investigators say, entered the home through an open door on the lower level and may have fled the area in a second-generation 2015 to 2020 white four-door Chevy Colorado pickup, similar to the one seen here.
Obviously, there's no words that will bring back Mr. Seedy. However, why not now, right? There's still a piece of this puzzle that's missing and that justice is yet to be served in identifying the suspects responsible for this heinous act.
And the Ursetti family going through a lot right now. They lost their home in the Eaton fire, and they say every day they hope for justice for their son. Anyone with any information on his murder is urged to contact Crime Stoppers. Reporting live tonight from Sheriff's headquarters in downtown Los Angeles, I'm Darsha Phillips, NBC4 News.
Darsha, thank you. FBI agents arrested 11 alleged members of a fraud ring today. They're accused of stealing the identities of elderly victims and stealing millions from banks. The indictment says they forged IDs of 3 elderly people to apply for loans. And court documents show